Hey guys! Today I am sewing the Adult Cades Cove Biker shorts by Samantha Marie Design. I am doing the 6-inch inseam with the basic waistband. I'll show you how I measure myself and then how I cut for my grading, since I do have a little bit of a, a lot of a jump in my measurements. And then I'll also show you the construction. So let's get going. So now we're going to measure, and I actually have Cades Cove on now. This is the 6-inch inseam too. This is a great sewing uniform. Your waist and your hip are the most important measurements for this pattern. So my waist is about 34. And my hips are about 49. So that's around a 22 and a 24. So I'm going to do a 14 to a 24 just because I do like to have plenty of room in the legs. Like I said, this is a 6-inch inseam. That's what I'm going to do today. Alright, so I have my projector on and my computer open with the Cades Cove pattern. I'm going to have to turn it this way because my side does not fit on the screen the other way, and I don't really want to do any scrolling. So I'm going to go to my layers and select only 14 and 24. And then I'll get my fabric ready to cut. It is a little bit hard with y'all right there, but we're going to make it work. Alright, I'm going to make sure that your stretch is going the right way, because if not, your shorts aren't going to fit right. Alright, so first I'm going to go ahead and cut along this size 14 waist up here. You can see the 24 up here. I need the size 14 waist. I'm just going to cut that line right there, just the 14 waist, and then I'm going to ease it out to this 24. You don't want to go straight because it's not going to fit right. You want to kind of follow the curvature of this other one, but you want to meet up at that size 14 waist right here. So I'm going to curve, 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 and meet up over there. And do the same thing over here. Here's the edge. There's the 14. Here's the 24. There's the 14. This is the back over here. And then I can't see, sorry. And there we go. Now we're going to do the legs, which are just going to follow the size 24 because I need the size 24 legs. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. I'm going to use this piece to cut my other piece because they're just two mirrored pieces. And this time we're cutting with the wrong side of the fabric up so that we have two mirrored pieces. Or two opposites, however you want to say it. And since I did some grading, I am just going to use the other piece. You can kind of see how it follows this now that the dark side isn't up. Everything looks good. Now I can cut again. Just gonna show y'all how it looks. That's the outside 24 line, that's the inside 14 line. Outside 24, inside 14. This is where I need the 14 at. This is where I need the 24 at. If you cut a notch out right here like this, kind of help you know what is the bottom and what is the top, since that is sometimes a struggle with knowing. With adult patterns, an easy way to kind of tell is that we have to have a lot of room in our bottom area. So they're usually, like with a 6-inch inseam, the inseam is going to be shorter than your butt, most likely. So the stretch is different this time since I'm turned the other way. You need your stretch to go this way along the band to stretch your waist. So cut along these lines. And now all your pieces are cut and ready to go. I have all of my pattern pieces here. I am going to go ahead and sew the waistband. Looks like this one's unfolded. I'm going to go ahead and sew the two short sides together, right sides together. My settings are all on 4 right now. Differential is at 1 and my stitch length is at 2.5. So then we have our two bottom pieces. Put them right sides together where they fit the same way. Should be this way. Whenever you hold them and they go straight like this, you see the two crotch pieces line up down here. The front waist is lower than the back waist. That's one way to tell that that you have it the right way. If I were to turn it to where this side is the top, then there's no, like, it's not even. That crotch is way lower than this crotch, so it wouldn't fit right. You know what I mean? And also I added this notch to know that this is the bottom. So now I will sew right sides together along the curve that your body goes into. So down here, these are the legs, but up here, this is where, this is the crotch area. So you'll sew right sides together along this side and right sides together along this side. Now I have my two sides sewn together for my two crotch sides. Now I basically take the center piece of where I just sewed, or between the 2 points I just sewed, and I pull it out, and bam. Now I sew along the leg seams. I still have that notch there that tells me that is the bottom. You can hem in the flat, but I prefer not to. Have your shorts other than your waistband. This is the back and this is the front. See, the front is considerably lower. So then now I will take my waistband and fold it in half with the right sides out. And it looks good. That's how your waistband will look once it's on, and this looks correct to me. And I'm going to mark it halfway through by taking the hem and folding it like this to mark the other side. And I just mark it with a clip. So now I know where this clip needs to meet up with the other seam, because this seam is meeting up in the back. I'm going to turn my differential up to about 3.5 and my stitch length up to about 3.5 and my differential up to about 1.4. that will increase my stitch length and gather the fabric just the tiniest bit to help with the stretching of the waistband. I'm going to go ahead and put these together on this side and do one final check to make sure that I have the halfway point of my waistband to line up with the other seam. Alright, perfect. So, lift presser foot, lift needles, do the old sliderooski, go a couple stitches to get it locked in before you stretch any, and I'm just going to stretch the tiniest bit and let my machine do the rest. Alright, now they look like this, and I'm going to hem them. Alright, so I have my shorts ready to hem. Go a few stitches. I always do that just to lock it in. And then, you want to keep this straight, but you also know what your needles are going to do. They're not moving anywhere. They're going up and down, but they're not moving left or right. So your main focus is going to be on keeping the fabric right here. On my machine, it is about the third little grate, I guess you would call it. So I do watch up here, but I also watch under to make sure that I am only catching the edge of the fabric. Just a little bit on mine. I release the tension, pull back, cut the back, and boop. So then I'll do the other side. This is what my hem looks like along the inside, and that's why I do it that way, because it just barely hugs it. For me, it's easier.